Okay, viewers, I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and hope everyone has a nice, prosperous, happy New Year. I've just tidied up for Christmas, but we had family over, had a bit of a nice day out, nice Christmas lunch and everything. I just had all this nice and set up with plastic. Actually turned out pretty good. Hung a fan up here, just to keep it cool when the wind wasn't blowing. Starting the job. Worked quite well. Had a little one playing in a little swimming pool and everything. Worked out quite well, so it was a good Christmas. I've dug out the drain. I'm going to try and repair this terracotta pipe. I want to move it a little bit and probably put a more modern drain here. It's a bit of a because terracotta's got no tolerance. Once it moves in the ground it cracks. I want to put one of those a modern square round drain here. I'll move it up along here though so the shed don't flood when it pisses down. The electrical conduit's a bit bent. The shed's moved over the years and it's bent that conduit up and stripped out that. And it wasn't settled there, it's completely ripped out of the brick. I thought there would have been 3 of those will hold it on. And only half of that one. And the other one's blown off completely because the shed's moved. The whole slab's moved over time. I've got this pretty cheap ass fan here. Very cheaply and poorly made. Even the blades are flimsy as get out. Not much in the modern cheap junky Chinese fan. The depth of that made it last more than one summer season. Just consumable crap. Might as well be making them edible. Jeez. It's just ridiculous. But I got a good capacitor out of it, which I've made a repair, and I've repaired this fan with it. So now I get something good out of it, so I got a good spare ceiling fan out of it at least. And of course the mister, which I've found all the rest of it, the water tank and the top half of it complete. That's what it looks like there. And this thing can bolt on any fan, even an older fan. So this thing is a universal kit now. This will fit anything. I've probably got it through a big hose, through a thin hose up there, and through the centre I take the light out and stick something like that in where the light originally was. Just put a hose through where the wiring originally would have been for the light, and just make something out of this glass or something so mist comes out the sides. I could even drill a couple of holes around it so mist shoots out the sides. And that'll work as a mister. I might even, may try that as an experiment. You just take the wiring out and just put a small hose through there to pump the mist through. And just have something on the front of that shoots the mist, that blocks it so the mist can shoot and be guided out the sides. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Add that to ceiling fans. Would be a pretty neat concept. And basically how the tank works, there's a float there. What I thought was missing in the bottom part was actually part of this float in this water tank. And that just just feeds water constantly down to the transducer. As a transducer starts to run low, the water level just automatically tops it up, like a watering bowl for a cat or a dog when you're on holidays. It just it's like a reserve tank system. Pretty neat concept that. So I could put essential oils in there, aroma oils, and have this as a diffuser, and it pretty much lasts for ages. No timer on it, so it'll go indefinitely until it runs out of water, in which it shuts itself down because there's a float inside that bottom part I showed earlier, which turns it off. Pretty bloody good. It worked out to be quite a handy little gadget for such a cheap ass fan. I think my parents bought this about 18 months ago. Got one season out of it. And they had it in the shed and they knocked it over accidentally and it just, cracked this mounts for the stand, and that was the end of it. I think they paid about $100 for it. For such a junk fan, it's overpriced, but for that mister part, you probably buy one of these alone, it's $100, so all is not lost. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for more fans like this if I find some junk on the side of the road, just to get the mister out. That's just quite handy to have. I've took the back shroud too. I'm going to keep that shroud off that junky fan and just drill out the back, because this is a clip-on one. There's no screws on that. These ones here you have the screw. Every other fan has a screw on the back of the motor that holds that shroud on. But this particular fan was so cheap it didn't have any screws. That back cover just clipped on to this front one with plastic clips. And it didn't have a manual gearbox to oscillate. It had this synchronous motor and a button on the front that makes it swing with a press of a button to make it oscillate. Which is, yeah, pretty cheap to have done that. I thought it would be cheaper to have the motor shaft longer with a gearbox on the back, manually oscillating when you pull this little knob here. But obviously this particular fan had the synchronous motor was so cheap they made this bit automated with a press of a button. But yeah, as you can see what I'm going to do here, it's virtually the exact same shape and everything. I just got to drill out that for the screw, then drill a hole for the pull lever. That'll be a replacement shroud for this old fan. Quite a nice old fan, this one. Early 90s one, but it's a Taiwanese made one. Better quality than any Chinese fan at the time, that's for sure. Anyway, that one's for the fans. I do it for the fans. Anyway, thanks for watching.